Tragedy, two teenagers, a brother and a sister, murdered in the driveway of their mother's Garfield Heights home. Her boyfriend now locked up for pulling the trigger. Since then, we've gotten a glimpse of what life was like for that family. Despite telling neighbors she'd been abused for years, the mother never called police, and we wanted to understand why. News 5's Amanda Van Allen spoke with a domestic violence expert. She joins us now with some answers. And Amanda, you found out that this really isn't all that uncommon.
Well, that expert tells me there could be any number of reasons why victims do not call police. The number one, though, is they're most likely worried about their safety and the safety of their kids. Their lives snatched away before they even really began. 19-year-old Giselle Lopez and her brother, 17-year-old Manuel Lopez, were shot and killed Wednesday night. Authorities say Matthew Nicholson killed them both after an argument with their mother. Neighbors tell News 5 he abused her for 5 years. But when we looked into police records, we found out she never called the cops on him.
I always first think about the victim and what they must have been going through in the moments and days and weeks and months leading up to this.
Leslie Quilty is the COO at the Domestic Violence and Advocacy Center. She says it is not uncommon for victims to keep authorities out of it.
Absolutely paramount. The victim wants to try to stay safe, not only themselves, but their family, their children, their loved ones.
Quilty says even talking about leaving or calling the cops could potentially lead to further abuse or worse.
They don't want to face the retaliation or the retaliatory behavior on the part of the abuser.
Neighbors who live next door to the now destroyed family says they had two plans in place in case the abuse got out of control. The first was to come to their house so they could call police. The second,
if you can get to your front porch light, if you can't get to your phone, get to the porch light in the front, turn it on.
Although neither plan worked, Quilty says if you can't get out,
it's always good to have resources, family, friends, neighbors that know that if you're in trouble that you can go to them to seek help.
Now, Quilty also adds it is really important to remember the gunman is the person to blame and no one else. Nicholson was in court today where he pled not guilty to murder charges. Live in Garfield Heights, Amanda Van Allen, News 5.